Have you found yourself with an adult child who's struggling in life and you keep rescuing them over and over again? Or maybe you found yourself dealing with your adult child and you keep stepping in where you know you need to step out. If that is you, today's Boundaries Q&A is just for you. My name is Sheree Cain-Jones, and you can call me Coach Sheree. And what I do is I help high functioning professional women who are just like you stop people pleasing, start setting boundaries so you can get your time, energy back, your money back, girl, and you can get your peace up. And on today's Q&A, I have a woman who wrote in to me today, and it's about her adult child. So here's what she said. Coach Sheree, I'm struggling because my daughter keeps making one bad decision after another. Now, we've all been there when we have our adult kids and it's painful to watch them make their own mistakes. Let me continue. And my grandkids are caught in the middle. Every time I pull back, I feel like I'm abandoning them. I keep thinking, if I don't help, who will? Coach Sheree, how am I supposed to set boundaries when innocent kids are involved? Now, this grandmother's heart is broken. Not only is she dealing with her adult child, but her grandkids are caught right in the middle. But here's the thing. The tension that she is feeling is real, and she's going to have to set some boundaries for real. So here's what I want to tell you. If that's you and you're dealing with your adult kids, here's what I first want to address is that you said you're struggling because your daughter keeps making bad decisions. What you may be dealing with is a concept coined by Christine Hassler, and it's called an expectation hangover. No, you didn't drink too much. You didn't drink too much expectation, or maybe you did drink too much expectation. So remember when you used to drink, or maybe you never did. You drank too much, and you woke up the next day with a hangover. How did you feel when you had the hangover? Well, you felt tired. You felt disoriented, you felt exhausted, and your mind was really scrambled. And that may be what's happening with you. When we are dealing with an expectation hangover, what happens is that we become disoriented by what is because the situation is not what we wish it was. Maybe you had dreams that your daughter was going to go to college and she was going to have this amazing career, get married to this amazing person, and they were going to ride along in the sunset to have an amazing life, and you would feel great as a mother. And if that's you, I want to tell you something. You may have to do something that's very difficult. You may have to grieve the daughter you had hoped for and accept the daughter that you have. Because if you accept the daughter that you have, what it means is you begin to have a reality-based life. And when you're dealing with reality, then now you are empowered not to hold back on your boundaries, but you're now empowered to really set some boundaries. The second issue I want to address, and I wrote it down here, is that you might need to change your story. Are you thinking because your daughter is making these bad decisions that somehow you're a bad mother? That somehow you're a bad woman? That somehow you are a bad person? Because if your story is that you're a bad person, then or you're a bad mother, instead of you allowing your daughter to learn her lessons, you're going to try to rescue her from her lessons. And how is she ever going to learn the lesson if you keep showing up to take the test? So how does this look in real practical application? This means when she makes a bad decision, instead of running in, rescuing her, trying to fix it, you just ask her a simple question. What do you think you should do about that? What do you think you should do about that? And when you begin to ask questions, instead of feeling guilty, instead of feeling ashamed, what you allow your daughter to do is to do what she maybe has not had the opportunity to do, which is to grow. I want to tell you that if you feel like you're a bad mother, not only is that story hurting you, that story eventually is going to destroy you because you are judging yourself based on somebody else's decisions. And you didn't say how old your daughter is, but you did say that she had children. So what I like to tell women is that they need to become a differentiated self, or you need to be your own self. So here's what this looks like. You are yourself and she is herself. You are your decisions, she is her decisions. Your job is to manage you, her job is to manage her. So you probably need to change the story, and changing that story is going to help you change your perspective. And then when we are going through grief with our adult kids and we are accepting the child that we have, or the adult son or daughter that we have, instead of the one that we hoped for, what really helps with grief is that you have to get community around you have to get people around you, and you have to get support around you. Now, why am I saying that? The reason why I'm saying this is because you mentioned that it's difficult to set boundaries when there are grandchildren involved. But here's the truth. You have to set boundaries because your grandchildren are involved, or else your grandchildren are going to be pulling at your heartstrings. So in a support group, or with some friends that are also a grandmothers, what your friends can teach you is to have ritual with your grandkids. What are the things that you do that are special to them? Maybe it's taking them out every time they come over. And we always go to this park with grandmother. Maybe it's going to a specific movie or a movie theater that your grandkids like. You need to have some ritual around you being their grandmother, and that's going to help you so you can stop rescuing their mother. And then you asked, am I abandoning my grandkids? Well, when you begin to have rituals, that tells me right there that you're not abandoning your grandkids. And let me tell you something. More than likely, if you're rescuing your adult daughter, it's because you love your grandkids. Sometimes our definitions are wrong, so that our perspective is wrong. What this means is that you may be telling yourself you're abandoning them because she keeps making mistakes. But if you have rituals, you have activities that you and your grandkids can engage in, then what that does is that helps you to reframe your story. And then the final part, you said, if I don't help, who will? If I don't help, who will? This is really a cognitive distortion, and it's called all or nothing thinking. Maybe it's reframing this question from, if I don't help, who will, to I can help in this way and I can't help in that way. So for a practical example is, I can help my adult daughter by taking the grandkids on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, but I cannot help on Thursdays and Fridays. So what that does is that empowers you to set boundaries and say, I can't help on Thursday and Friday, but I can help through Monday and Wednesday. Maybe you need to set some boundaries financially, saying, I can afford to give you $100 a month to help with the grandkids, but I can no longer afford to give you $1,000 a month. It's not all or nothing thinking. I want you to think of it as, what can you do and what you won't do. So I hope this helps you to really begin to set some boundaries, because when you don't set boundaries, period, this is adult kids, this is your spouse, this is your friends, this is your work colleagues, not setting boundaries, it not only hurts you, but it also destroys you. So here's what I want you to do. If this was useful to you, I just want you to comment below and write down, what is that one tip that you took away to help you to begin to set better boundaries with your adult kids? Listen, I always say this, nothing happens until you make something happen. So it's lights off me, lights back on you. It's your turn, girl, now. You need to go set boundaries. Lights, camera, action. And I will see you next time. Bye.